Hello world, my name is Tara Tylicki and we're going all around the world right here from the backyard. So last time we were in Europe, we were talking about changing your story and being able to bring positive anchoring around that and the reticular activating system in your mind. Today we're going to Africa and we're going to talk about anxiety. So has your mind been swinging lately? Did you know that anxiety, the normal anxiety that humans experience, is usually a negative unconscious picture in the future? So you want to make that picture positive now. So this is going to have a technique for you to be able to do that. Speaking of positive picture, I had the image come to my mind about having this video happen on the swing, which I thought was kind of interesting, and I found these vines, and so I put them up here for you, and I actually like them, so I think I'm going to leave them there. And my mom gave me this cloth that I'm on, and I wanted to thank her for that too. I love you, Mom. And she was a nurse in Boston, so I want to take the opportunity to thank all the doctors and the nurses and the healthcare workers, the first responders, even the grocery store workers, everybody that's helping out. So much love is going out to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And even though a lot of the healthcare workers have that program of responding really well to stress, they even sometimes need to shift that too. So we all experience anxiety, and it's knowing that we can move that into a positive place now. So when I was heading to Africa, I was so anxious and nervous to go to South Africa. I didn't know what it was going to be like, and I was learning from one of the Tula Zulu shaman. And when I was there, what was amazing, I actually packed my bags and brought pens and pencils and all these gifts to give away. And when I was there and I was learning from him, I also learned that if you have something going on, if you put yourself into something greater than you, if you basically give, that actually helps you too. And I know when I had to have surgery when I was 15, I ended up making all these things and I gave them away to people, and I think there's an innate knowing that is there for you. So I thought I would just mention that as one of those things, because I definitely learned that from the Zulu shaman there. And South Africa was absolutely amazing. The first time I saw the purple jacaranda trees, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to talk about Egypt because I had, ever since I was little, seen the pyramids and wanted to go there. I was so excited. So we took a red eye from South Africa and we flew all the way up to Egypt. And since it was in the middle of the night as we went up there, I knew we couldn't see right away, though on top of it, there was all this mist. Now, for some reason, I didn't think that there would ever be mist in Egypt, and the driver could barely see in front of him. And we show up to where we were staying. We were right at the Giza Plateau, being told that the BBC had been there the night before. This view was so amazing that the BBC had filmed from the rooftop. So we all ran up to the roof. We still could not see anything. Even as the sun rose, we couldn't see anything. So we decided to go to sleep. And I woke up the next morning. I looked out the window, and the Sphinx head was in my window in the mist like this. I was so shocked. I was so amazed, and I jumped up like it was Christmas morning. I ran all the way to the top of the roof and watched as the mist pulled back from the Sphinx and went all the way up to the Great Pyramids. It was absolutely amazing. I was floored. It was such a beautiful, stunning experience. Way better than I could have possibly imagined. I had no idea why I should have been nervous when I couldn't even see what was there, because it was so beautiful when it was finally revealed. I even thought in my mind back then that if someone had only heard about the pyramids in stories, what would that be like for them to ride up, right? To show up on their camel and be in that experience of seeing it revealed from the mist. Would they have fallen off their camel? I hoped not, because it would be a long fall. I actually rode a camel, and I'm sure they probably would have caught themselves. I know not every animal likes to be ridden. The camel that I rode, though, did, and would put his head behind for me to pet him. He would turn his head this way while I was riding him, and we all head behind the pyramids on the Giza Plateau. And we went down to go around this big open space that we meditated at. It was pretty phenomenal. So the anxiety technique to help you to clear for you now is actually from NLP. And what we can do is just check in with you, and what are you anxious about lately? And if you don't know, what I'll do for myself is I actually place my hand over my heart and I ask myself, what am I anxious about? I usually get a feeling or a picture. And once you know what that's about, I'll ask my conscious and unconscious mind if it's okay to do this technique here today. And as long as you get a yes, now remember this is an at your own risk ride in your mind, just like it was at my own risk to ride that camel, right? To know that this is good for you to do. You're gonna then imagine a timeline. Just like in school we had a line and we would have written in the past, like in 1842 this happened. Well, this timeline is gonna go into the future, your future, and it's gonna go 15 minutes past the successful completion, the positive picture of you getting what you want, what you were nervous about in the past. You actually are gonna picture the positive outcome of you having the positive thing for you now. So as you task your unconscious mind to light that up in the future, you're gonna float above now, go all the way out 15 minutes past the successful completion. You wanna look back upon it so that it's in your past now. So this is a mind trick, because if it's in your past, what is your brain more likely to do? Make it happen, right? So as you have that, and you're 15 minutes past the successful completion of it happening, you want to focus on the positive feelings, emotions, what would you hear, all of those positive things for you now. Then I'll even ask myself if there's any other tip or anything that I might need to know at this time. Make sure you go back into that positive feeling though as you anchor that. And then you come all the way back along your timeline, all the way back to now, down into your body, and you imagine glowing a golden ball of light in your belly. So the physical therapist John Barnes says if you're imagining glowing a golden ball of light in your belly, then you have to be in your body to do so. So that makes sure that you're back in your body now. And if this is the right technique for you, as you check in with yourself, you should feel more at peace and maybe even more positive. I know it works really well for me, and I'll use it for things I'm not even anxious about. I just know that if there's something coming up in the future, this is a fantastic technique to do as well. Now, just reminding you that we are created to adapt, so with everything going on, focusing on that positive picture, and I look forward to next time where we're going to Asia, and you might be surprised what we talk about there. So thank you so much, and stay inspired.